Hi everyone, this is a tutorial for the women's suffrage map analysis, and this is going to help with your map reading skills and then just taking a primary document and also getting the information from that document based on prior knowledge. So I'm going to explain what all that means in just a minute. That might sound confusing, but it's going to make sense in just 1 minute. So if you look at first, let's look at what the questions are going into this assignment. It asks which of the following states had given women full suffrage prior to the passage of the 19th Amendment. First of all, you need to know what suffrage is, and that's the right to vote. The women were not allowed to vote until nationwide until the 19th Amendment was passed. So if you look at the map, you can see how women's rights, women didn't have a lot of rights until the 20th century. They didn't have the right to vote. They couldn't, vote for the president, anything like that. And it wasn't until the progressive era that we're studying right now that women made enough noise about it and they demanded their right to vote. And finally, the 19th Amendment was passed. A lot of that had to do with these Western territories that were allowing women to vote, and women were seeing that in the East and starting to say, well, why can't we vote here in our state? Okay, and so a lot of this Western, progress, having new territories in the West had to do with women getting the right to vote, the women's suffrage. So let's take a look at the map. And we'll answer the first question. Which of the following states had given women full suffrage prior to the passage of the 19th Amendment? So first of all, you need to know how to read the map. If you look at the map, you have the key. This is the key down here. A key is what tells you what the different colors, or in some instances, it will have like different figures or different things. It will tell you what the different things mean on the map. So in this case, blue meant that the state had full voting rights before the 19th Amendment. 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote. So, states like California, Oregon, Idaho, Nevada, Arizona, Colorado, they had full voting rights before the 19th Amendment. You can see in the gray, had full voting rights before the 19th Amendment and before statehood. So before they even became a state, states like Utah, Wyoming, Montana, and Washington, even before they were a state, just when they were like a territory, they had a right to vote even then. Women had the right to vote. And then in green, it could vote for president before the 19th Amendment. So these states up here in green, like Maine, Tennessee, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Wisconsin, Minnesota, those could all vote. They could vote for president before the 19th Amendment. They didn't have full voting rights, but they could vote for president before the 19th Amendment. And then here in the orange, I mean, basically, women didn't have any voting rights. They gained voting rights only when the 19th Amendment was passed. So the original Constitution did not allow women to vote. Only men were allowed to vote. Men and citizens of the United States. So um, the 19th Amendment changed all that. So basically, you'll need to look at this map. You'll need to look at the different colors, and then look at the worksheet to decide the answer. That's the wrong thing. And we'll look at the worksheet. Oh, I'm sorry, not the worksheet. The questions. Which of the following states had given women full suffrage prior to the passage of the 19th Amendment? You need to be able to look at the map and figure that out. I don't want that either. Sorry about this. I don't want that. I have a lot of things open. I'm looking for, there we go. So you'll need to look. So before the 19th Amendment, which one of those? So you're looking at either the blue or the gray area to answer that question. Okay, for number two, it only gives you three choices too. Iowa, North Dakota, I'm sorry, four choices. Iowa, North Dakota, Colorado, Kentucky. Between those four, which one gave women the full rights to vote prior to the passage of the 19th Amendment? So choose which one. Which of the following statements best summarizes the information on the map? You look at all these statements, look at the map, and then decide which one of those statements is the best statement. Okay, and then finally, what factors contributed to the granting of full suffrage to women in the Western states? Well, you need to look at how I already kind of mentioned in the beginning what the answer to that is. Look at the difference. What areas basically are granting women the right to vote before the 19th Amendment? Mainly, It's the into the West, and think about what's happening after the Civil War and even prior to the Civil War. What's happening in the West? Well, these states, these territories are becoming states, especially after the Mexican-American War. All these territories are becoming states, and you have to look at popular sovereignty. Popular sovereignty is when the people in that state or that I'm sorry, not it wasn't a state yet. In that territory, got together and decided on their constitution and what rights people had, and what if it was going to be a slave or a free state. So think about that, and when you're answering that last question, so what factors were making it giving women the right to vote let me see what exactly they say. What factors contributed to the granting of full suffrage to women in the United States? You got to look at, all these states out here are becoming, states where women can vote. Think about that, and what factors were contributing to, the passage of the 19th Amendment. Okay? That's all I have for you, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.